Hey y'all,
Welcome back to my channel.
I said hey.
Hey.
Welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Y'all know I like to jump right in, but first I must tell you, if you're not following me on Instagram and or TikTok, if you're not following me, then you are missing out on a lot of laughs. The second thing I'd like to say is, if you cannot stand the audio in this video because it is too echoey for you, I am so sorry. And baby, go ahead and jump off the live right now.
Please.
Y'all, I went through a huge life transition. I moved. So this room will be empty for a little bit, which means even though I have a mic, my room is empty. So the audio will be pretty terrible for the next few weeks. But I'm doing the best that I can in post-production to make to reduce the echo a bit. But if it's still too annoying for you, honey, and you can't sit through, I just want to let you know you don't have to comment. You can just go ahead and click off the live.
To the left.
Click off the channel, okay? Anyway, y'all know how I do, honey. I appreciate the people who continue to support me through all of the things. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Let's jump right into it. This is The Bachelor. Michelle was first, okay? First of all, the first thing I have to say is Michelle and Matt look cute together. In fact, they look perfect for each other, okay? We already know that Michelle and Matt have the most connection out of any of them. We can see that. We can feel their connection. That's why when you watch them, you have a big ass smile on your face. I don't know about y'all, but I do, okay? So I know that they're a really good fit together. Listen, when it comes to the date that they went on, like... Me and the other Black women watching, I know we're being very critical of the dates because number one, we ought to be. Number two is because the media has a really great way of portraying Black women in a really negative light or giving us the short end of the stick. And that's why I felt like the date that Michelle and Matt went on was just not cute.
At all.
Why do they keep going on these like weird outdoor dates, okay? Like...
They homeless.
To me, Michelle and Matt's date reminded me of a little slave spa, honey. And some people gonna have a problem with me saying that. At the end of the day, I'm a comedian and that's funny as hell. It reminded me of a little slave spa. And you know why? It's because they didn't have no real spa ingredients. So they was using household and farm products to get their little spa day on. And I don't like that.
One bit. Don't
take me on no little slave spa, okay? I want lavender. I want eucalyptus. I want shea butter. I want all the things that we have in the Africas. I don't want oatmeal and butter on my body, okay? First of all, Black people lactose intolerant, most of us. Honey, we don't even like all that buttermilk. Why did they have Michelle put her vagina in lactose?
Why?
Baby, this is not a date, honey. This is a recipe for disaster as a woman. This is a recipe for a yeasty beastie.
Exactly.
Y'all want to think this is sexy and romantic? Michelle is getting the short end of the stick, as tall as she is. Baby, you had me put my feet in porridge, and you call it a date.
That's not luxury. We deserve luxury.
When Michelle and Matt sat down and Matt was explaining to Michelle how her family was, like how in love her parents were in the great relationship that they had, the first thing I could think to myself is, number one, Michelle's going to the finale. Number two, if he doesn't pick her, it's going to be one of two reasons. Number one, the first reason he won't pick Michelle is because the show didn't want him to. The second reason he wouldn't pick Michelle, if the show didn't really influence the people that were on the show that much, they just really let them be free and choose whoever they wanted. I don't believe that that's how they operate. But in a perfect world, if that was the case and he still didn't pick Michelle, I think it's because, I simply think it's because Michelle is too much to live up to for Matt. I think that she's possibly too good for him. I think the fact that she comes from an awesome family can be a lot of pressure from somebody who doesn't come from a really, really great or close family.
Facts.
Sometimes being with somebody who comes from a great family, when your family is not so great, can put a lot of pressure on you to live up and be great yourself.
I seen it.
So I think that might be one of the main reasons Matt will not choose Michelle, because her parents have had such a long, successful life together that him living up and the ability to live up to that for Michelle might be too much pressure for him.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that, and it doesn't look like Matt wants to use that as an excuse, but a lot of times when men fail, they blame it on their upbringing, the fact that they came from a broken home, their past, all of those things, their mother, all of those things. So I think that is going to be a big struggle for Matt, because he seems to be using it as a crutch this entire episode. Now, let's not forget the fact that we know that ABC and everybody's playing up the fact that he comes from a broken home, because
for sure,
child, I feel like, lots of people in America, 50% of marriages end in divorce. He's not the only person that comes from a broken home. But I think that they are really playing it up because
he black.
I don't really know why, but I don't like it. That's all I gotta say. Me and my mom were watching this episode and we were yelling out, "Do not sleep with him, Michelle. Do not give him the marshmallow, Michelle. Don't give him the goodies, Sierra. Sierra told you about that. My goodies, not my goodies, period." Okay? CD girls need to jump on that remix. Anyway, of course, we'll never know if they slept together. That's between them. But you know that something isn't all the way right when it should be right, because they have an amazing connection. But Michelle said, "I love you." And Matt said, "Don't kiss me when I said do you love me or what? Do you love me or what? Because if you don't, I'm out." Doom, 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 doom. Okay, deuces. How are you going to tell a man you love him and just let him kiss you in the mouth? Anyway.
How? I don't get it.
And then the last thing was Michelle coming back to the other girls, and they're like,
fed up.
"How did the date go?" Don't ask me about the date if you don't want to know. Do not ask me about the date if you want to know. Rachel's like, "How'd the date go?" Fake crying and shit. We're going to get to her. But don't ask me how the date went if you're going to fake cry. Next, let's move on to Matt and his dad's conversation. Matt said, "I just want to tap into my emotions, into my feelings.
We know.
I just want to go deep. I have a problem with going deep and being vulnerable."
Oh
my gosh. I wish the producers would just get off of Matt's nuts. Okay? We know he wants to get in touch with his sensitive side. We know he wants to
go deep,
renew a relationship that might be broken with his father. Stop making him say vulnerable and go deep and get in touch with. Stop. Going deep is not even something that we say in normal conversation. I've been to therapy and my therapist never said, "Jazmyn, you need to go deep." That was never a thing. Okay? Anyway. The first thing I thought was, damn, his daddy little.
Tiny.
We know his mama tall, but how did his daddy pull his mama?
From the top?
Shoot, he had to pull her a long way, honey, because he is little, okay? And she tall. So that was funny. The second thing that I noticed about this interaction is his dad did not know what the hell was going on. His dad was like, "Hey, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I'm here supporting my son." And then Matt was like, "No, I'm not trying to go to Chuck E. Cheese, Dad. I'm trying to go deep." His dad was like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, his dad was like, "Are we here to talk about you and this opportunity? Or are we here to talk about how I didn't like your mama that much?" Like,
the second one.
Oh my gosh. Matt's dad said, "You have to let that go. The fact that me and your mom didn't work out, you have to let that go." And a part of me agrees with his dad. And I'm not saying let it go, but Matt, you need to go to therapy, and this is something you should have done before you got on this show.
Period.
You got to let that go, but let it go before you get on the show. Boom, boom. Okay, that is a rhyme for your ass. You cannot dwell on that.
Can't.
This is all about preparing yourself as a husband first, which means getting your shit together with you before you try to have somebody else and be in a relationship with them and think that they can feel that for you. They can't. You have to do that on your own. You have to do the work yourself and then be with somebody.
Yep.
It doesn't always work that way, but in this particular situation, it could have. You should have gone to therapy. You should have healed those wounds, and you should have that conversation with your dad without us, because this was very This was giving me Ayanla.
Maury.
This was giving me sit down with Oprah. Why are we sitting here having a conversation with his man's dad, especially when his dad did not see it coming, and it was very clear his dad did not see it coming. His dad said, my dad was killed when I was 5 years old. I didn't grow up with a father. Okay? So this is a series of things. This is like family trauma. His dad didn't grow up with a dad. So he felt like he didn't learn how to be a father. So now he didn't really know how to be a father to his own kids. And the fact that he was stepping out on his wife is a completely separate issue. 50% of marriages end in divorce. A lot of y'all mama and daddy was stepping out on each other.
Let them know, but they don't.
That is their business. Listen, this is not going to be a popular opinion, I think, but if my parents have issues in their marriage when it comes to their intimacy, faithfulness and stuff, that has nothing to do with me.
Really don't.
And your daddy said he came home one day and she was gone. Good for her, because who wants to stay with the cheater? But to me, the math is not mathing. I'm sorry. And if your dad was really not in your life, really not a part of your life at all, why is he a part of this process?
Why?
Putting all that aside, I feel like in some way the show is using this relationship between a black man and his father and the broken relationship for views. And I don't like that.
They definitely are.
I just really don't like it, because lots of people have bad relationships with their fathers
or parents.
And I don't like it for that reason. I don't like it because, it's an ongoing joke and a stereotype that black men are not in their child's life, and there are many, many, many reasons here in America why that has been the case for so long. Let's start with slavery. And then number 3 is Matt's dad is African. I don't know what part of Africa he's from. Looks like he West African to me. But from the people that I know and the people in my family, from being married to an African myself, typically African dads are in their child's life. So it's kind of it's this very layered thing to me that's happening. But ultimately, I just feel like they're exploiting the relationship between this black man and his father.
Period.
And I don't like it. That's the bottom line. And then if your daddy issues are really, really that deep, you just gonna cry, talk about Chuck E. Cheese, your dad's gonna apologize, and y'all gonna hug it out and dap it up.
And it's over. Okay.
Your issues with your father are that deep, but y'all gonna dap at the end of the day. My nigga. Like Denzel.
Training day.
He said he felt like he grew a lot after that conversation. I don't feel like you grew none. How you grow after one conversation? Child, anyway. Let's move on to Brie. I don't have many notes here on Brie. Going back to what I said in the beginning about how the black women we're watching. Brie had to pitch a tent with Matt. Why are we doing the outdoors things? What's up with the woods?
BS.
We like the movie The Wood. We don't like to be in the woods.
Okay, let them know.
Child, anyway. I didn't really like the fact that Brie brought up Michelle on her date. She's like, oh, you just got back with Michelle. Girl, don't bring up Michelle. He madly in love with Michelle. Don't bring her up. Actually, he's not. But you see what I'm saying? Don't bring up other people on your dates. Like, if there was one piece of advice I had to give as me as a host, I would say do not bring up anybody else on your dates. Focus on y'all's connection. Like, come on. And honestly, watching Brie with Matt after watching Michelle's date, no chemistry.
At all.
Watching him and Michelle made me smile. Watching him and Brie was just kind of fell flat for me. So I knew she was going to go home tonight. After they spent the night together, Brie said she was extremely happy.
Okay, girl.
And Matt didn't say shit. Matt didn't say nothing. I don't really like the way that this show, even if they don't have sex, makes it seem like these women are giving it all up and then get nothing in return. Because to me, that's not what sex is about. That's not what love is about. Like, sex is about getting something and giving. Getting and giving. It's about both.
Getting.
And when you just giving something in hopes that you're gonna get this man.
And getting.
To me, it's I don't like really the whole everything that it kind of stands for. You know, if you're gonna give it, girl, give it and get it.
And get it.
Honey, I got it, gave it, got it, good. But I don't really like the way that they just give it and then hope that he's gonna propose.
And he goes.
Not cute. Anyway, my mama definitely don't like it. So she was like, sloppy seconds. Anyway, so finally we have Rachel. Racist ass Rachel. Rawr! Anyway, Rachel said she's scared that Matt's gonna hurt her. Rachel was really mad as hell on the date. She was like, she tried to make it seem like she was a little sad, but she was like, damn, my date's last. He spent the night with these 2 other girls. I'm racist as hell, and I just can't believe I'm last. And da-da-da. Like, I'm sure she was really disappointed at the fact that she was last. He spent the night with the other girls. Now she's last. She's sloppy thirds. Yep. And all of that. Going back to what I said at the beginning of the episode, Michelle got a yeast infection. Brie had to pitch her own tent, and Rachel's inside making ceramics. Michelle pulled Matt aside and said, hey, I don't know how to feel. Is our connection still there? Do you feel still the same way about me? And Matt said, I almost saw you die last week.
I was so worried.
Last week when you fell out of the sky and almost lost your neck.
And broke it.
I don't know what I was going to do. Oh my God. Are you in love with her?
Just say
Matt kept saying, I'm not like my dad. I don't want to be like my dad. I'm not like my dad. Well, at least your dad was able to apologize to you after you blindsided him and brought him on this show to talk about how he wasn't there for you and how he was a bad father.
Now you blindsiding people.
So that's something good to say about your dad. Yeah, he wasn't there for you. And hopefully you guys are able to mend your relationship. You can't look forward with your head turned looking back. Okay? We know you're not like your dad. Our parents give birth to us, but they do not determine who we are. Okay? So we know you're not like your dad, Matt. Matt said that Rachel is smart, beautiful, and articulate. All of the girls are smart, beautiful, and articulate. Literally every single one of them that are left anyway. Literally all of these women are smart, beautiful, and articulate.
Facts.
I would say that Rachel is the least mature out of all 3 of these women. Even though Rachel and Brie are the same age, she feels older.
Brie does.
Because she is more mature. And then finally, Rachel got fireworks. During the rose ceremony, Michelle was first, Rachel was second, Brie went home. Honestly, Brie's too good for Matt.
Ooh.
She's extremely smart. She's stunning. She had a great job, especially at her age, 24 years old. She's fine as hell. Did I say fine? I said stunning. And she's so eloquent. Brie was, she was hurt. But I love it because I'm not like this. But I love it when a woman has the ability to still express her emotions, but also speak eloquently at the same time. Because when I cry, I'd be like,
okay, a mess.
I can't do it. But I love the fact that Brie was not afraid to cry and show her emotions, but she was still able to express her feelings and how she felt in the moment. So I would love to see Brie on another show, not necessarily The Bachelorette, because I think she would be a little bit boring, but I would love to see her on like Paradise Island or whatever the spinoff is. I would love to see Michelle as the next Bachelorette, because we already know Michelle has personality because we've seen it in the clips at the end of the show, But yeah, that's my views. Next week, Michelle and Rachel are going to meet Matt's family, and we're going to meet Matt's brother. Okay, we're going to see how this goes. The last thing I'll say about this is I think that Matt needs to get over the fact that his daddy cheated on his mama. That's between them. That has nothing to do with him. I think that if he wants to repair the relationship he has with his dad and make up for lost time as much as he can. You can never get that time back, then he should do that. But saying that my mom was so strong for leaving you, let that go, because we know you're getting ready to cheat on whoever you pick. Okay? Anyway, that's my time.
Period.
Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Thank y'all so much. I can't wait to read your comments.
Bye.